Hello there, I'm Catriona Laing, I'm the British High Commissioner and I'm offloading with HoBeei. So, being British High Commissioner, what was it like? It's been a massive privilege to serve my country in our most important relationship in Africa, Nigeria. It's been challenging at times, but overall it's been a real pleasure. I've had an exciting time, a challenging time. I've made very many good friends. I think I've made a bit of an impact in certain areas and I'm very proud of that and I'm sad to be going. I'm a believer in a sustainable lifestyle. It's at the core of what we try to do as a mission overall, but also for me personally. So the mission, I've been on a bit of a campaign, still work in progress to get us to recycle more. The Lagos team are actually doing better than we are in Abuja, but we're making some good progress on that, recycling plastics, ensuring that everyone turns their computers off, lights off, and so on. And since I've been here, I mean, you always come, you gather a lot of stuff as a High Commissioner, you get a lot of gifts, you accumulate a lot of clothes, and what I try to do is have fairly regular clear-outs to offload. To give away. I'm not trying to sell my stuff. I want somebody who can benefit from it to have it. That creates a bit more sort of space in my life to refresh and renew. So I'm a believer in recycling. You should never throw anything away. Somebody will always make good use of it. So this job can be stressful at times. It's a very full-on job. You're on duty 24/7 because a crisis can happen at any time. You're also, as a head of a mission, very much in a pastoral role. You have a responsibility for people's personal lives here. It's not like in the UK where you go home and you're at home. There's not really a division between the professional and the personal. So that puts quite a lot of pressure on you as the High Commissioner. So how do I de-stress? Through exercise. So I'll do a jog around the compound every morning for about 15 minutes, and I absolutely religiously do yoga every morning, 15 minutes in the morning and in the evening, and then I do an online class on a Saturday. So that's a core part of it. I walk the dog with my husband, and then my other guilty pleasure is Netflix box sets. Just finished one called The Staircase, which I would highly recommend. One of those real true crime dramas. So I think at the end of the day, you just need to be able to chill out, glass of wine, Netflix on, because I have a lot of functions in the evening. So the nights I have off are very precious to me. And of course, finally, time with the family, including my 7-year-old. I give her quality time, probably not as much quantity as she'd like, but when I'm with her, she gets my full attention. So what do people not know about me? Well, I think some people do know now in Nigeria that I'm a huge fan of dance and dancing. I've danced my way around Nigeria, so Fulani dancing in the north and different kinds of dancing in the south, the masquerade performances and so on. But I also like, Afrobeat. I can dance to anything. I'm a good dancer and I really enjoy dancing. One other thing people don't know about me, I was a child star. I appeared in child advertisements. My mother thought she'd make a bit of money out of me whilst I had that cute little angelic 6-year-old face. So I appeared in Fairy Liquid advert, I appeared in Heinz Beans advert, but my aspirational acting career ended at the age of 8, so it didn't really take off, but it was fun whilst it lasted.
Wow.
What am I learning at the moment? To be perfectly honest, I don't have a lot of time for learning, but I guess I'm on a constant learning journey. So one thing, actually, I've really tried to make time for is African literature, particularly Nigerian literature. And I've just got recently into poetry. One of our staff, Kabura, is a wonderful poet, and he gave me an anthology of his poems. And on the back of that, I organised a little poetry reading session with 4 of Nigeria's top poets. So that's something I'm really getting into at the moment, and I want to take with me when I leave wonderful Nigerian literature and this amazing, talented poets. Well, I think it goes back to my childhood, where my family moved from a very white middle-class area to a much poorer multicultural area, a place called Streatham in South London. So I suddenly was surrounded by a bunch of different cultures, including Nigerians, Ghanaians, Indians, and I had a very, very good friend from Nigeria. So through his mum, I learned at an early age about Nigerian cuisine, the jollof rice, and I just got hooked on the whole kind of culture and the music even then. So from that quite an early age, about 10, I kind of knew I always was going to work in Africa, and particularly at some point end up in Nigeria, which is exactly what I've done. Well, I think you do have to have a sense of what motivates you, what gets you out of bed in the morning, what you're passionate about. Because trying to pursue a career where you haven't got passion is always going to be an uphill struggle. So for everyone, that will be different. But once you generally know what your passion is, do plan ahead and think about what opportunities will enable you to get on that pathway. So I think it's a mixture of planning, but also seizing an opportunity. So when an opportunity comes up, there's a sort of pathway in the road, perhaps an easier path and a more challenging one. In my career, I've always taken the more challenging one, pushed the boundaries, put myself outside my comfort zone, and through a slightly winding route have ended up, I think, by chance to some extent, as being a High Commissioner. I didn't set out to be a High Commissioner, but the experiences I built over my life by taking those chances and pushing myself have enabled me, I think, now I've ended up in this role, to have quite a rich, varied background, which I've drawn on to do successfully in my job. So my basic advice is be brave, take the tough choices, and secondly, build a support network of people who will give you advice and network and mentor you is also very important to help you in your careers. Well, I think there's often a perception, and I think other High Commissioners have had this, that if you're travelling to the north, people think you spend too much time in the south, and if you're in the north, it's the reverse. Perhaps Muslim thinks you, because you're from a Christian background yourself, that you're perhaps not engaging enough with the Muslim communities. And then the geopolitical zones, I've been to all of them, but there's always that pressure, why aren't you coming back to Nasarawa where you've only been once, and so on. So my kind of perception I want to clear up is that we're here as the UK in Nigeria, and that means the whole of Nigeria. I've enjoyed every single part of my experience here and all the different trips I've done. I respect all of the geopolitical zones, the culture, the diversity is what makes Nigeria. We have no preferences here for any part of the country. It's that richness and the unity and totality of the country that makes you Nigeria and makes you unique. Okay, so I think a personal opinion that I hold deeply is that, you know, we should recognise animals as having rights, as salient beings. You know, I've always had dogs in my life, and no one can tell me that a dog is not an intelligent animal with emotional feelings, you know, with enormous loyalty. But also look at a rook using a tool to create its nest or open the can or something. Dolphins, we all know, are highly intelligent animals. So I feel strongly about animal rights, and I think we're on a journey there, and we'll look back at this time and think, my goodness, how did we not recognise that animals should be given intrinsic rights? My life philosophy is basically be positive, be happy. I think that takes you 90% of the way. If you look at you know, the challenges you've got in your life, and you always think about what's the solution to this rather than what's the problem. Yes, acknowledge the problem, spend a bit of time feeling a bit down and a little bit depressed, and this is, oh my goodness. But move yourself on quickly into a positive mindset. And I think as a leader, you need to project positivity and happiness. And happiness is something I think we undervalue. You know, people coming to work in the morning feeling happy will make them productive, make them engaged. So I'm always on the lookout for people who are looking a little bit down, a little bit long-faced, and like, come on, tell me what's wrong. Okay, I think we can fix this. So my main motto is, positivity and happiness. So as I prepare to leave Nigeria after 4.5 years here, in 3 weeks' time, I've just mentally offloaded, and now I'm going to physically offload. So please come into the spare bedroom where I've gathered a lot of stuff that I want to find a good home for. So please come in. So let me start with this is Anya's corner, my 7-year-old adopted daughter. So I've done a recycling of all her books when she was younger, including a full set of Little Miss books, which I think will be very popular, some dolls, some soft toys, some games, an old globe, she was very fond of that globe, some dressing up stuff, that's Alice in Wonderland, here's Peppa Pig, here's a little fairy outfit, so lots of nice little dresses and from dressing up, and these all have happy memories. Felt a bit sad giving them away, but I want them to go to a good home. So this is Anya's corner, and there's more toys just behind you. So this is clothes, mostly my clothes, but also some of Anya's. So let me just select something to show you, which I think is rather nice actually, which I very fond of wearing, but a little bit small for me now. But a very nice cocktail evening dress, which I hope somebody will enjoy. But many nice, and some work dresses and things like that. Also got some shoes, some nice shoes to give away. And as I say, also Anya's clothes from kind of up to the age of about 3 or 4. So hopefully they'll all find a good home. Over here we've got 2 beautiful, massive full-size rugs from the Kyrgyz Republic, which need a large area. And I've had them overseas when I've had space for them, but I know I'm going back into a smaller house, and also my tastes have changed a little bit, but they're beautiful. They're handmade by women in the Republic of Kyrgyzstan, so they're beautiful and quite valuable. These are curtains from Anya's old bedroom in Zimbabwe, which somebody could alter a little bit. And here's one of my many yoga mats, one that I don't use anymore. I'm a big yoga fan. So that's my some household furniture, my little corner of household furnishings.
All right. Thank you so much for believing in me and giving me a chance to do this with you, an opportunity. You are the first significant individual I did this with, and it's basically scaled my dream to do bigger things. So I am so grateful. I am so inspired by how you have given opportunity to the youth, and I thank you. I think that's all I want. I thank you so much, and may your impact continue to outlive you. So thank you so much. I appreciate you, Catriona. Thank you.
Well, thank you to you. You're an inspiration to me as well. It's a great project. It's one that I strongly believe in, recycling, offloading. So well done for what you're doing, and I'm very happy to play my part in supporting it. Cath Kitson, yeah, this is rucksack. So everything on this bed, the 2 lamps. This is a baby changing thing. Nigerians probably won't use this because it's a baby carrier, but you know, Western people use these. So we used to carry her in that. These are just little toys, unicorns, a globe. There's 2 sleeping bags there, which could be useful. That box is her old kitchen, like her kitchen set, little pots and pans. So all of this is her dressing up stuff. I love these. I was a bit reluctant to give these away because I rather like these myself, the wings. A few notebooks. Wow. Then over here is an old projector, which Clive used to use, so somebody might find useful. And in here are old toys, like Lego and stuff. I left a few boxes you could put stuff in, and you could use that one. And this is a game somebody gave us, which we've never actually used, but you can take that. So there's a lot of good stuff, actually.
Wow, thank you.
No problem. So yeah, so my name is Catriona Laing, British High Commissioner to Nigeria, outgoing, and I just offloaded with HoBeei, who are a great organisation, by the way, and I want everyone to come in and offload with them.